everybody. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to share with you guys what's been going on here in Honduras and also share with you some exciting things that are coming up. We're really excited just to continue with the feeding programs that we've been doing over the last few years. You guys have seen the videos and pictures of our kids, but it's just our joy and our honor to have these 120, 140 kids every single day that come in hungry, and we're able to feed them, but not just fill their bellies, but take the opportunity to share with them about the hope that we find in Christ and who God is and how they can live for Him, and just be able to walk with them in their journey for knowing God. One of our feeding programs is in the dump in Amoa, and we have seen this community really open up. When we first started reaching out to this community, the people were not at all interested in hearing about God, but with something as simple as a plate of food for the kids that are in need. These are families that come from very difficult situations with a lot of need, and just by us being consistent in helping to meet that need for them, we've seen their hearts just open to God. The church that we partner with there is growing in number, the people are growing in their relationship with God, and the kids are excited to be there, and they're growing and they're changing. I always remember when we first started working with these kids and we would ask them what they wanted to be when they grew up, they would just say that they wanted to drive the dump truck because it's the only thing that they really knew existed. And now we hear them say that they want to be police officers and pastors and lawyers and doctors and all kinds of different things. And it just makes us really excited how they're finding that God has a purpose for their present and a purpose for their future, and that He's transformed their past. We also have our feeding program in the village in Santa Barbara, and we are so excited about what God is doing there as well. It's a small village where a lot of times even the kids have to work in the coffee fields cutting coffee just to make ends meet. But we love that these kids are just growing in the things of God, that they're hungry for God. Right now they're in the middle of a challenge to see how many verses they can memorize in the month of August. And we just love watching them learn how to hide God's word in their hearts. And it's just our honor to be able to serve these kids, to sponsor many of them in school, and just be a part of their journey. One of the ways that we have been able to continue our feeding programs through times of inflation and economic difficulty is through our small farm. In the beginning of this year, we were given a piece of land, a large piece of land, to be able to have chickens. Right now we have 30 chickens. We have all kinds of different fruits and vegetables planted there that we are able to use the eggs and the vegetables and the fruits to help stretch our budget to be able to feed the kids that we're feeding. And with these times of great need and prices going up, we have more and more kids coming all the time. And so we've been able to just stretch our budget and make it work for a higher number of kids. And we're just so thankful for the land. We're so thankful for the ability to see these plants flourish and the chickens do well. And it's also really fun for our kids to be involved in that process, learning how to grow the food and do the things and just be part of it with us. And we're really excited that soon we will be opening a second plot of land with more chickens and more vegetables to be able to serve more families in our communities, and hopefully be able to send fresh eggs and fresh fruits and vegetables home with each family each week as well. And so we're just really excited about how that's been going. I also want to share with you about another community that we've been serving for the last couple of years, but have really been focusing more intentionally on this community within the last year. And it's a community that was heavily affected by the back-to-back hurricanes that we had in 2020, and the people lost everything. They live in a shanty town, so they're squatters on property that doesn't belong to them, and they've built their houses out of whatever pieces of scrap metal or tarp or scrap wood or whatever they were able to find. So there's a lot of need, a lot of people who don't have their basic needs being met, as well as it's also a very dangerous area. There's a lot of crime and gang activity that makes it really difficult for people to live there. And so we've been serving in this community, and we've been going in at least once a month with food provisions for the families, and also just a time where we do a service there in the middle of the community where we share the word with them. We sing songs, we do activities with the kids, we celebrate special holidays, Children's Day, things like that, just opportunities to continue to get to know the community. And thankfully, we've had a few people that have given their hearts to Christ through this process, and we've even been able to dedicate a couple of babies to the Lord. It is very difficult to minister there. The people are not super open, but we're seeing that over time we're building more and more relationship with them, and we're just praying that God would bring the right people who could be able to go there every day. We would love to see a feeding program running there. We would love to be able to start a church in that area and just really see the community more impacted by having a stronger presence there. So if you guys will be praying with us that God will bring the right people with the right heart to serve that specific community in El Progreso. Another project that we've been able to start this year is our worship project called Rio Worship. Rio means river in Spanish, and we know that in the river of the presence of God is where we find new life, is where we find refreshing, is where we find community, is where we find everything that we need to just draw close to Him. And so really our goal with Rio Worship has 3 parts. One, we have the music classes where we're teaching music to the kids in our feeding programs. It gives them something to look forward to, a new skill that they're learning. They're passionate about it. They love it. And we're also just teaching them what it means to worship and to host the presence of God wherever they're at. The other piece is we have a band, a worship band, that we've been invited to lead worship at different events, different churches, and even just going to different houses and just hosting the presence of God and asking God to be inhabited in the praises of His people and seeing people just encounter God in His presence, and it's been so beautiful. And the third piece is our studio. God has blessed us with a studio where we're able to do live transmissions of worship. It's a place where different worshipers are able to come and develop their skills for music, their skills for worship, so that the songs and the things that God has given them to use throughout the world, they have a place where they can come and they can do that without obstacles of being charged a lot of money or any of those kinds of things. We've had different bands that have come and used our space to rehearse, to write spontaneous songs, and it's just been incredible to see how God is using that to take worship to the ends of the earth. And so we're really excited about how God is going to continue to just let the river flow from here, from Via Love and what we're doing, and just developing and launching worshipers. We recently did a video with a couple of young worshipers, and it was great to just see how God used that to just motivate them, to encourage them to continue to develop the gift of worship that God has placed in their heart, to continue to develop their voices. And we just are excited to be able to see more of that happening through the Rio Worship ministry that Via Love is doing. As you saw, I recently had the opportunity to take a trip to Africa and learn from an organization called Missions of Hope International in Nairobi, Kenya, and just an organization that started very similar to how Via Love started 20-something years ago, and now seeing where they're at today, where they're able to serve over 30,000 children and their families every single day. And so it was great to just get to go and see what they're doing, ask questions, learn from them, observe, and I just came back with way more information and ideas and motivation than I even know what to do with. And so it's been really great to just process through that. Really thankful for that opportunity that God provided for me to be able to go, provided people that I was able to meet that are going to be of great benefit to me personally, as well as to Via Love as we grow. And we're really excited about starting some new programs that will particularly be in the area of community development and sustainability. And those were things that we were able to go and see from the organization in Africa, things that have been in our hearts to do for a while. And so we're excited to begin to launch into some of those things. And so we will keep you posted about what that's going to look like and different ways that you can be involved in that. We also have had the opportunity to host teams again here in Honduras this year. During the pandemic, we weren't able to have teams, but we're so thankful that we're able to have different churches or families or organizations bring teams down to serve alongside us. That's such an encouragement to us and to the people that we serve, to see that there's so important to God that He moves hearts of people in other parts of the world to come down, to share love with them, to share truth with them, to partner with them in building their communities. And it's just such an encouragement to have those kinds of partnerships and collaborations. And so we are excited about the rest of the teams that we still have scheduled for this year. We still have 4 more teams coming before the end of 2022. And we're excited about the teams that we already have programmed for 2023. But we're just so thankful for all of our partners, for each of you that gives every month, for all of you that are constantly praying for us, for all the different political situations and natural disasters and different things, and even those of you who pray for me personally and all of the different challenges that I personally have had to overcome in the last few years. And I'm just so thankful for all of you guys that you're still in this with me, and there's so much fruit just happening in what God is doing here. And so I'm so thankful to be part of Via Love, so thankful that all of you are part of Via Love, and so excited about what's to come. I really want to know how I can be praying for you as well and partnering with you in your life. So please, if you watched all the way to the end of this, please send me a message letting me know how I can be praying for each of you. But I love you so much, and may God bless you.